Alrighty, so we have One Piece chapter 1028 titled Brachiosaur Hiss. Let's talk about it. So the chapter starts off with where we are talking with CP9 and Bo Huang. Basically, they're saying that if Kaido is defeated, we know what's going on with the Straw Hats, how Kaido and the Beast Pirates that they start out with, I believe it was like 30,000 to 4,000, and now it's at about 12,000 to 8,000. CP0 is like, well, if Kaido's defeated, then the world government will annex the land of Wano. Basically, it means, because we know the land of Wano was cut off from the rest of the world government is basically going to go in and take Wano and force Wano to be a part of the world government by force. And they say that it's similar to what pirates are doing, but this person who's on the other line says he doesn't care, and also that they have one goal in mind. And these people on the other line, it includes Kaku, Rob Lucci, and I forget her name. I think her name is Stussy. She's the woman on CP0, but Lucci basically says she's going to capture Nico Robin. And when I read that, I was immediately like, bruh, come on, Lucci, you got your butt whooped the last time, and you don't relax. Like, leave them alone. They're saying basically because Nico Robin can read the poneglyphs and how important she is, that she's vital to her capture is necessary and all that. And I'm like, please don't let Nico Robin get captured again, because I think that'll be a little bit long and drawn out, and we don't really need that. But I will say I am happy that Lucci's been reintroduced to the story a little bit more. I think we saw him at the Reverie, but that's about it. We also see Nico Robin running side by side with Brook. I believe in the recent chapters, Nico Robin's being carried by Brook, and now she's awake and she's up and she's running about. So that shows that even though that the Dimeno Fleur, it took a lot out of her, that she's not going to be unconscious for the rest of the war. Then we cut to Yamato and Momonosuke. Yamato separated from Momonosuke. I find this funny because in the last chapter she's like, oh, well, I'll never leave you again. And, well, she left him again. Basically, Momonosuke, he's in charge of, like we know, conjuring flame clouds to hold up Onigashima. And Momonosuke, he's going around Onigashima. He's like, all right, flame clouds, come on, come out. Like, please. It's kind of funny. He's like, oh, shoot. What am I going to do? He knows he knows what he has to do, but he doesn't know what he has to do at the same time because he can't conjure those things. He said, Yamato, I need your help. Man, he's like, nah, I got to do this because Yamato went on her own. She is going to the basement where all the weapons and explosives where they are, and she's going to do something, probably try to get rid of it. Or I don't know what she's going to do, but that's where she's headed. And we also see Yamato. She's climbing up Onigashima. She's in her zone form, well, her hybrid form. And then when she gets on Onigashima ground where she can run, she switches to her zone form where we see her in the form of a wolf. And I think it looks really good. And then we get to the meat, or the most parts of the chapter. We know in the last chapter it was Luffy going against Kaido, and then we cut to Zoro and King for the second half. And like this chapter, it was half story, and then the other half was Sanji versus Queen. Not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little bit disappointed in a couple things. First off, Queen, even though Queen is funny and I like Queen as a character, I feel like in this battle, Queen, it was more of Queen doing stupid stuff that Sanji was able to counteract, and he was able to take advantage of that, which, don't get me wrong, that's good on Sanji's part. But when you look at Zoro's fight, basically King gave Zoro zero opportunities to make mistakes, while when Sanji did make a mistake and didn't go all out, didn't use his raid suit, that Queen capitalized and didn't take advantage of that. Because basically the whole time during the fight, Queen's like, alright, well, your kicks are good, like his Diablo Jamba in base, they're good, like for a normal kick, but he needs more power in that. He's not strong enough in base to take him down. So he's like, go ahead, put on the raid suit, And Sanji, he doesn't want to do that because that would mean he's acknowledging Germa, etc. Which basically, this is the standard typical anime scene where they don't go all out because the fight would be over really quickly. So I can kind of understand why Oda, he put it in there like Sanji really hates his family, which he does, but that's more for the plot purposes than Sanji really hating him or hating their family. And then what Queen did was really weird. It was like he went into his zone form, his dinosaur form, and then he went and he ejected his neck, and it went and it wrapped around Sanji like he was a snake or anaconda, squeezing the life out their opponent, which is why the title was tied a brachiosaur hiss, because I guess the snake, it was weird. I mean, everybody in the chapter was sitting in here like panicking, looking like, what the fluff is going on? And so Queen, I'm sorry, Queen the Plague, like just hearing Queen just makes you want to say she. But Queen's wrapping himself around Sanji, squeezing the life out of him. And then he has this attack on his hind legs that if he makes mention of it, it shoots the lasers. And instead of shooting at Sanji, it shot them at Queen and was able to let Sanji go free. And Queen did it twice, which, like I said, don't get me wrong, it's funny, but at the same time, seeing Queen going from one fight that was really serious, like you had to be on your P's and Q's, where King didn't give you no time to think, to go from that to where we see Queen playing, well, not playing around, but like how Sanji was losing, and the fact that Queen ended up like giving Sanji a free pass to get out. I just didn't like the way that was handled and the way it was written. But as Sanji is freed from the anaconda-like grip, his body's kind of weird. It's like contorted this way, and then his leg is like bent in a couple ways where it says Sanji's bones are broken. However, Sanji says he's fine. Like his body kind of goes back to normal. And then Queen tries to hit Sanji with a sword and it breaks on his cheek, where Sanji deduces, well, he's getting that exoskeleton that his brothers and sisters have, and then he's becoming into a Germa soldier, that it just took longer for those powers that were dormant in him to awaken. And then that's where the chapter ends. How do I feel about that? I don't really like it. Sanji was supposed to be a failure, and that he proved his father that he wasn't a failure, and that having your emotions makes you strong, and that Sanji was able to be himself and be a strong pirate without needing those powers. And I feel like now that Sanji's getting those powers, that kind of defeats the purpose. Don't get me wrong, I mean, he's still a failure because he doesn't have emotions, but like, well, at the same time, I guess this sticks it to his father that he's not a failure, and that this is the best version of those type of soldiers because they're strong, they're immune to damage, they can use the raid suit, and that they still have their emotions. So maybe that's a way to look at it, that Sanji is the perfect version of what Judge wanted. But I don't know, it's just weird to me. Like, I don't know, that Sanji, I don't think he needed that, you know? I feel like Sanji was perfectly fine with having the raid suit, having a normal body, and having the Diablo Jamba with that. But I could just be nitpicking. Like, that doesn't make me dislike Sanji's character or anything, or any more than I do. Like I said, Sanji's one of my favorite characters, like top 7, 6 to 8. So I don't know, it's okay. Like I said, these are just my initial thoughts. So maybe when I sleep on it, or maybe while I'm editing, or maybe when I think about it later in the day and hear other people talk about it, I could have a difference in opinion. But overall, it was a solid chapter. I give it about a 7 out of 10. Like I said, there was some stuff that I didn't like necessarily, and stuff that I had to think about a little bit more. The Rob Lucci stuff, it was cool, but like, man, they need to leave that girl alone. Like, let her be. Rob Lucci, you lost. It's getting on my nerves. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out a new video from me. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat is on the screen in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.